Hello everyone, this is Uhasa and welcome to a new Battle Drills guide. This is for the Desolate Grounds, which is kind of unexpected because in the past they used to use the same Battle Drills for 3 rounds, uh, or even like 6 rounds, and then we'd switch to a new one. But here we are, we only had 1 round of the Lonely Island or something like that, I forgot what it was. But I hope you had fun with that. I got a few comments that people really enjoyed the guide, even though it's not the full comprehensive guide. I will release that one and make it if we get a new round, a second round of that uh, island again. But here we are, we're in Desolate Grounds. So let's talk about it. We've actually had this before. If you're not new, then you've experienced Desolate Grounds before. If you are new and this is your first time, then welcome. Here I'm going to share my guide on what my guild is going to do. I'm happy to share, I don't really mind. This is not from Radiant. I have talked to them a bit about it, but I'm not going to share their compositions and whatnot. I'm just going to share what I've kind of cooked up. And the reason why I've cooked it up myself was because uh, there was kind of no new information and no new data. The old information on Desolate Grounds is not really the best and not meta because we have the new factional bonuses, we have new heroes, and there's a lot of experience that we've gained from the previous battle drills where we can think of a better path. Okay, so I'll share what I'm going to do with my guild. So this has nothing to do with Radiant. Um, so here we go. It's not as clean as Radiance and not as clean as other people. I just made this for my guild. It's just as long as it's, you can understand it, right? So let's start. We have the north, south, east, and west, or you can say top, bottom, right, and left. Maybe top, bottom, right, left to make it easier. Now, in the top and bottom, you have well, all camps have the same buffs, or they all start with a buff, right? Sorry, all camps start with a buff. The top and south, the top and bottom camps start with the same buff, and the left and right have the same buff. So the top and bottom camps have Wild Might, so they extend the duration of the shields. So shields are quite important here, and this is the important one for me, where all allied heroes attack is increased by 20%. Whereas the one on the left and right, they have the shield as well, but they increase your physical and magical defense by 40%. Now, I believe that you should have your strongest heroes, your strongest guild members in the top and bottom, so then they can maximize the 20% attack. You're most likely not going to die in the boss or in the bosses. Kind of. I mean, Odie can kill you, Odie can wipe you, but if you're a really high level player, if you're a whale or strong players, they shouldn't really be dying, and they can utilize the 20% attack bonus quickly, as efficiently as possible. Whereas your weaker players, they're more likely to benefit from the physical and magical defense by 40%. So that's why you want 8 players here, 8 players here, so that's 16, and then you have 7 on the right and 7 on the left. So that's the way you're gonna do it. So I'll just write this down in case people are looking at it, trying to skip stuff. So 8 here, 7 people here, 7 here, and that should make 30. By the way, teleporting is possible, but I mean, everyone that I know, like I've heard, no one's using the teleport strategy because it's just it's not great for the long-term thing, and yeah, not even Radiant used the teleport strategy as well for the last battle drills. From what I know, it's illegal. Yeah. not illegal to say, but yeah. Okay, so that's the start of the camp locations. And then, so you're gonna see the north, the top and the left, they're gonna try to connect for step number 1, and the right and the bottom are trying to connect for step number 2. Okay, so the goal is usually always try and connect your camps and connect the buffs as quickly as possible. And then, so that's why in step number 2, you're gonna connect from the top to the right to here, and this is the best path to connect, and you're gonna take a tower along the way. The reason why you want to take the tower before the buff is because you can get more camp, like extend your levels. Now, if you have to choose between the buff on the right, on the top, or the buff on the bottom, you want the buff on the top. And the reason is because the buff on the top, you can have 2 choices here. So you have Divine Punishment or Moment of Glory. You want, personally for me, I think I want Moment of Glory, and the reason is because you get a bonus, all allies get a bonus 25% attack and crit for 3 seconds whenever an ally casts an ultimate. So, you know, you're going to be casting ultimates quite often, so you're going to, like, the bonus damage and the bonus crit is better. You know, damage priority is more important. You're not likely going to die, that's why. So I want to avoid defensive stuff. This isn't Arcane Labyrinth. Divine Punishment isn't as good because you just get a damage equal to the target's max HP, but it can't exceed 80% of their own attack. So I think, like, just the maths in my head, I'm not doing the proper calculations, but I believe this should be better, a bonus 25% attack. Okay, so I recommend everyone get Moment of Glory. Now, the bottom one, you have 2 choices again. You have Energy Flow, so you recover 80 energy for all allies every 3 seconds, increasing their ultimate damage by 40% as well. So you get bonus energy and ultimate damage increased. Okay, and this goes for 3 seconds too. Every 3 seconds. And then you have Rising Valor, which is increase attack speed by 4. What's the point of increasing attack speed? You want more energy anyway. So if you're going to get energy anyway, it's better to get Energy Flow, and this synergizes extremely well with Moment of Glory. So that's why you're going to do the top one first. It's just better for everyone. And then since you're already connected here, you can just connect from this area to the buff tower there. So after step number 4, you've connected all your camps and you've collected all the buffs. Now you can start heading towards Marley. Sorry, not Marley, Odie. The reason why you want Odie is because, well, personally, I think Odie's harder to kill, but from my experience, actually, maybe you can do Brutus first, because Brutus is easier to kill. Something to think about. Anyway, I've already set this with my guild, so we're gonna go Odie first, and the route to Odie is gonna be a long path, and the reason is because we can collect more points along the way from the towers to level up your guild. So we're gonna increase our stats, and these are the last towers remaining anyway, so we're gonna go this way and then take out Odie. Odie's dead, and then we take out Brutus. Now notice that there's still a lot of passages that we haven't taken out because we don't want to waste our stamina. It's a waste of stamina because you don't get any benefits from taking out these passages. So that's why you're leaving all of these passages till last. When the sub-bosses are down, when Odie and Brutus are down, then you take all the passages remaining to unlock the boss. You cannot fight the golem until you've completed or cleared the whole map 100%. Okay. We're going to talk about the bosses' abilities soon. Actually, I think now is a good time. Yeah. So we're gonna start with Odie and then Brutus and then the Golem. So with Odie, the first ability is Venom Surge. Remember, these abilities are just emulating the same abilities as the original characters, so Shadow Odie is just replicating Odie. So you have Venom Surge. Normal attacks hit a poison enemy, the dart's poison damage is increased. So the more attacks that he gets on you, the quicker you will fall. Triple tap. He will shoot 3 normal attacks, which increases the poison. So Corrosive Dart, this is the one you have to look out for. Deals continuous damage to an enemy and defeats them instantly if their HP ratio is too low. This is a counter to Thorin. This is a counter to Igor. This is a counter to, invincible heroes. They will die much faster compared to if you were to verse standard heroes. So I remember when having this as one of our first battle drills, it was quite tough to fight Odie and Brutus. Now Brutus is really annoying because he's ulti Gale Slash, he absorbs you in. He's like a magnet, so anyone within, I think it felt like around a 2-tile radius around him, or 3-tile potentially, he would suck you in like a magnet, and then he would just spin and attack everyone. And he would do this quite frequently too. So you would try to keep your carries very far away from everyone else, including your allies, so he doesn't absorb everyone. So that's the annoying part, because he can continuously CC your team. Alright, so you have Shattered Roar, so it deals damage to all enemies, reducing their physical damage, physical defense, but he won't, the hit enemy won't be able to get energy for a while. Wow. I wonder if that will block the buffs. Sinister Barrier gains a power shield to block incoming damage. Bulky Strike turns normal attacks into AoE attacks. So he will continuously spin. Okay. So yeah, this is really annoying. Then we have the Giant Golem. Giant Golem has the Astral Strike. So he does an AoE, knocks all enemies up, knocks all enemies, and then, well, it's just a stun. This is an AoE, which is okay. This is not a big deal. Shattered Comet deals continuous damage to all enemies. I believe this is it just comes out looking like lasers, and it can deal pretty strong damage, I believe. So the Astral Strike is kind of like the Crystal Beetle. So if you have a shield, they will, I think they can block the stun. Just correct me if I'm wrong, please feel free to. It's just been a long time, I don't remember if it actually does that, but I think that's why shields are so pivotal here, and shields are so pivotal against Odie as well, to block that damage. So you have the theme of shields going on, and that's why you want to build heroes around, build teams around heroes who can shield. So here are the teams. For the passages, I recommend using taking advantage of the factional bonus, because the factional bonus applies. So, an all Mauler team, an all Lightbearer team, an all Greyborn team. So if you're running passages, do that. If you're running towers, then I recommend the Aeron team. You don't necessarily need these two, but use them if you feel like you're dying. You can use healers too if you feel like you need to heal up your team. But an Aeron offensive team is the way to go. That's how it should be, because and I think you should be able to two-shot this too. All right, with the bossing team, so this applies to all the bosses. I think the best person to shield is Lucius. So no one really invests in Lucius too much. He's not that great anywhere, but in this specific battle drills, Lucius is number 1. Lucius paired with Corrin. Corrin is also OP. He's been finding success in Dream Realm, finding success in Plague Creeper. He's actually, you know, kind of underrated hero who you can invest in, and he does true damage as well. So uh, you can get Lucius. You need someone to shield your team, someone who can protect your team. Uh, Rowan, Lenya, Corin. So they all have a physical damage theme going on. And if you don't have these heroes, you can substitute for Shakir as well. And uh, his name is somewhere in Whoop Whoop right now, but this guy, Kruger. Kruger can lower the physical defense of the enemies too. Shakir is flexible, he can go anywhere really. He can go in any team. It's just he's just there at the moment. Plus the 20% attack buff that you get including this is pretty OP. Now in team number 2 you have Coco. I believe Coco is the second best shielder. She can shield everyone in your team as well, as long as she pops off her ulti. So it's very important that her ulti is popped off. Same for Lucius. And you can use a or magic team. So Rainier is really good here, and you should Rainier Odie. Maybe you don't want to Rainier Odie if you're doing the Brutus thing, but you can also add Lily May, Makola, and maybe Citrana. Citrana is a possibility too. You can have a third team which is based off around if you don't have these heroes, or you know, if you somehow have a celestial thing, celestial Hypergean. You can also have just a Vala true damage less than 50% HP team. And the reason for this is because you can probably like maximize some take advantage of the teams where you utilize the true damage power. So there are some possibilities here, and you have some spares. You can add Temesia, you can add Cassidy. Cassidy is really good. You want to pair it with the magic damage teams, and Temesia you can pair it with the physical damage teams as well. So this is the general teams that you can use. Of course, everyone has different heroes, and it's okay if you don't have these ones. That's why there's a lot of possibilities and flexible options here. Okay. Now for lastly, I'm going to show you how I've actually organized my guild. And so we're going to do it like this. Normally people just only do passages only, or towers only, or bosses only, but I'm just playing it safe, and I want to make sure that we can clear passages properly, but everyone in my guild can kind of do towers and bossing as well, because towers you just need the Aeron team. Pretty much everyone has an Aeron team. Well, almost everyone. So this is the way I've done it. So like I said, the north and south need the strongest players. So we have the strongest players, we have the strongest players here, and then we're gonna use passages, towers, and bosses at like, that means these people are gonna have one team for passages, one team for towers, and one team for bossing. So looking at the map, you only have 5 passages to like per time. So if you have 3 people to do passage, three units, three people who can do passages like with one team, you can clear it very easily. It's not hard at all. So you don't need too many people on passages. And then you also have people who, well, these are people who are best suited for passages only. So they're more likely to just slot it into the west and east teams, the weaker side. And then they can just wrap their way around as well. And to make sure that they can meet us in the middle or unite, then I give people passage, tower, bosses teams as well as tower teams and bosses teams as well. So, you know, that's how it works. If you have people who teams who have a lot of stamina, and you know the next day you get 24 bonus stamina, You're gonna overflow on your stamina. Use the stamina. Make sure you use the stamina. Otherwise, if it's going to waste anyway, you might as well use it on a passage, on a tower, on a boss. It doesn't matter. Okay, so that is the guide. I hope that helps a lot of people. Let me know how it goes. And yeah, good luck to everyone on Desolate Grounds. I wonder if, just final thoughts, I wonder if Desolate Grounds is going to last for one round as well, and we're going to get a new one, or maybe this will stay. It would be really strange if it stays. I'm expecting another Battle Drills, a new Battle Drills, or an old Battle Drills to come up, but not Desolate Grounds again. Okay, good luck. Bye bye.